It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. You just wrapped up a client call, you're finally sitting down to eat dinner, and that familiar guilt creeps in. You know you should send something to your email list. It's been 3 weeks since your last email. You open your laptop, stare at that blank screen, and think, what am I supposed to say? This sounds familiar. Trust me, you're not alone. Most service business owners are stuck in this exact cycle. They know email marketing is important, they've heard it 1,000 times. But between client work, proposals, and actually running their business, email marketing becomes that thing they'll get to next week. Except next week never actually comes. And it can be incredibly frustrating when you're struggling to find time to write one email, meanwhile you're watching competitors who, somehow, seem to have endless content. So they are naturally seen to be the ones to come to mind when prospects are ready to buy. You know you should be nurturing those leads sitting in your CRM, but every time you think about writing an email, you get overwhelmed. What do you say to someone who downloaded your guide 6 months ago? How do you re-engage without looking desperate? The truth is, your knowledge, your ability to solve problems, it's trapped inside your head. And every day you're not systematically sharing that expertise, every day you're not staying connected with people who need your help, you're just allowing potential clients to slip away to competitors who simply showed up more consistently. I'm talking to the consultant who knows they should follow up with prospects but gets buried in client work. The coach whose calendar is feast or famine because they forget to nurture their audience. The agency owner who wins a big client and then realizes 3 months later they have no pipeline behind them. If this sounds familiar, stay with me. Because today we're going to fix the biggest marketing bottleneck in your business, and we're going to do it without adding more work to your already packed schedule. 2. What's really possible with automation, without losing the personal touch. Here's what I want you to understand about email automation. The thing about it is that it can either help you make everything feel super customized for your customer, or it can do the exact opposite and make you sound like some generic, soulless robot. The difference between the two end results is in the execution. When you do it properly, it your business into a robot. But don't worry, with the things we will discuss today, you're already well equipped to do automation the right way. Real automation is about taking your best conversations, the ones where you perfectly explain what you do, where you address every concern, where you build genuine trust, and having those conversations at scale. It's about being present for your prospects even when you're deep in client work, traveling, or yes, even when you're sleeping. Think about it this way. You probably have a consultation call process that works. You know the questions people ask, you know their concerns, you know exactly what to say to help them understand whether you're the right fit. Automation lets you have pieces of that conversation before they ever get on a call with you. It pre-qualifies, it educates, it builds trust. So when they do talk to you, they're not starting from zero, they're already halfway to saying yes. The truth is that automation done right doesn't make you less personal. It makes you more available to be personal when it matters most. Instead of spending hours writing the same emails over and over, you're spending that time doing what you do best, serving your clients and growing your business. This sounds familiar. Trust me, you're not alone. Most service business owners are stuck in this exact cycle. They know email marketing is important. Now that you understand why automation isn't impersonal, let me show you exactly what to automate first. These aren't nice to haves. These are the systems that turn your marketing from a constant source of stress into something that works for you around the clock. First, your welcome series. This is your first impression automation. When someone joins your list, they're interested, but they don't really know you yet. Your welcome series sets expectations and builds trust with new leads. It answers the question, what happens next? It tells them who you are, what you stand for, and how you help people like them. Most business owners send one welcome email and call it done. That's a massive missed opportunity. Second, cart or booking abandonment sequences. This one's painful to think about, but it happens every day. Someone goes to book a consultation with you, they fill out half the form, and then life happens. The phone rings, a client emergency comes up, they get distracted. Without automation, that lead is gone. With it, you're automatically following up, making it easy for them to complete what they started. Your abandonment sequence might say something like, I noticed you started booking a strategy call but didn't finish. No worries, I know how crazy schedules get. Here's that link again, and I've blocked out some additional times this week in case the original slots don't work anymore. Third, your post-service check-in automation. After you've delivered amazing results for a client, what happens? Most business owners move on to the next project. But your happiest clients, the ones who just experienced your best work, they're your goldmine for reviews, referrals, and repeat business. This automation captures that momentum while the experience is fresh. And fourth, your nurture sequence. This is how you stay top of mind without the manual work. It's your expertise, your insights, your personality, delivered consistently to people who aren't ready to buy yet but will be someday. The key is starting simple. Pick one. Get it working. Then add the next one. Here's where most business owners get stuck. They think every email needs to be a masterpiece written from scratch. That's not sustainable, and it's not necessary. Start with template libraries. Create frameworks for the types of emails you send most often. Not word-for-word scripts, but structures you can fill in. The problem-solution action email. The behind-the-scenes story email. The client win email. Create these once and use them forever, just changing the specific details. Then there's batching. Instead of writing emails one at a time whenever you think of it, block out time, maybe 2 hours once a month, and create a batch of emails all at once. You get into a rhythm, your ideas flow better, and suddenly you've got weeks of content ready to go. And here's a hack that will save you tons of time repurposing. That blog post you wrote last month? That's 3 emails. The FAQ section on your website? Each question is an email. That webinar you did? You can pull 5 or 6 emails from that content. You're not being lazy, you're being smart. You're taking the valuable content you've already created and making sure more people see it. This all sounds great in theory, but you're probably wondering how this actually works in practice. Let me walk you through exactly how to set this up using tools that wouldn't break the bank or require a computer science degree. Platforms like Brevo, MailChimp, or ConvertKit have drag-and-drop builders that make this accessible for anyone. Here's the process. First, you map out your automation flow. Not in complicated software, just on paper or in a simple document. What happens when someone joins your list? What email do they get day 1? Day 3? Day 7? Keep it simple to start. Then you connect it to your website. Most booking forms and lead magnets can integrate directly with your email platform. Someone downloads your guide or books a call, and they automatically enter your sequence. No manual work from you. The beauty of modern email platforms is the analytics are built in. You can see which emails are getting opened, which links are being clicked, which messages are leading to bookings. You don't have to guess what's working, the data tells you. And here's the thing, once it's set up, it runs itself. You check in maybe once a month to see how things are performing, make small tweaks if needed, but otherwise, it's working for you 24/7. Why do some automated sequences feel so cold? The biggest mistake I see with email automation is when business owners strip out their personality trying to sound professional. They think automation means corporate speak, avoiding opinions, playing it safe. Let me show you the difference. Cold automation sounds like this: "Thank you for your interest in our services. We provide comprehensive business solutions to help companies optimize their operational efficiency." Warm automation sounds like this: "I'm betting you here because you tired of feeling like you working harder than your competitors but somehow making less money. I've been there, and it's frustrating." See the difference? The warm version acknowledges their real situation, uses natural language, and isn't afraid to have a point of view. Here's another warming technique: segment your messaging based on how people found you. The person who downloaded your guide about pricing needs different emails than someone who found you through a referral. Most email platforms let you tag people based on their actions, so you can speak directly to their specific situation. And here's something most business owners miss: your automation should get more personal over time, not less. Your first email can be broad, but by email 3 or 4, you should be addressing specific concerns and objections that only someone in their exact situation would have. Let me address the fears that are probably running through your head right now, because these stop more business owners than anything else. Thoughts like, will automation make me sound insincere? Like I said earlier, bad automation does sound a bit spammy and insincere. But good automation sounds like the best version of you, except that you get to be a lot more consistent with it. And you can sound like you're talking to them personally, even though you're doing it at scale. The goal isn't to trick people into thinking you personally wrote them an email at 2 a.m. The goal is to deliver value and stay connected even when you're deep in client work. Maybe you're wondering, what if I run out of things to say? This fear is huge for service business owners. You think you need to constantly come up with groundbreaking insights, but your prospects are struggling with basics you solved years ago. You will be surprised how the things that seem obvious to you can be the solution that so many people are racking their heads to find. And if you're like most entrepreneurs, you've probably wondered about this one. What if people think I'm too sleazy? You've probably been on the receiving end of pushy sales emails, so you overcorrect and never mention your services. But people joined your list because they have a problem you solve. They want to know how you can help them. The sleazy feeling comes from only reaching out when you need something, not from being genuinely useful. What if my writing isn't good enough? You're not trying to win literary awards. Your prospects want clarity and solutions, not some perfect prose. So, if as a consultant, you're able to find a way to explain things simply, you're definitely going to have an edge, maybe even win, over the one who sounds impressive but confusing. You don't need some award-winning content piece. You just need to be clear, helpful, and to sound like yourself. Maybe you're a bit more shy and you wonder to yourself, what if I set this up wrong and embarrass myself? This perfectionism paralysis kills more email marketing efforts than technical issues ever will. Start small, test with a few emails, and remember you can always edit, improve, and refine as you go. And here's the fear nobody talks about but everyone has kinda thought at some point: what if I put all this work in and it doesn't lead to more clients? The fear of wasted effort is real, especially when you're already stretched thin. But consider this: every day you don't have these systems running, potential clients are solving their problems with competitors who did stay in touch. While you're manually trying to remember to follow up with prospects, your competitors have systems doing this automatically. They're building relationships while you're buried in client work. Every month you delay setting up these systems is another month of potential clients who could have been nurtured into becoming actual clients. When your automation is delivering on the promise you made when they joined your list, when it's helpful and relevant and sounds like you, trust goes up, not down. Where to start if you only have 1 hour this week? I know you're probably feeling a bit overwhelmed right now, thinking about everything I've covered. That's normal. The key is not to try to implement everything at once, but to start with one system that will make the biggest impact on your business. If you only have 1 hour this week to work on this, here's exactly how to spend it. Don't try to set up all 4 automations. Don't try to write a month's worth of emails. Start with your welcome sequence. Spend 15 minutes mapping out what new subscribers need to know about you and your business. Answer these questions. Why did someone just join your list? What do they need to know about you right away? What's their biggest concern about working with someone like you? What proof do they need that you understand their situation? Then spend 30 minutes writing 3 emails, one that goes out immediately when they join, one that goes out 3 days later, and one that goes out a week later. Use the final 15 minutes to set these up in your email platform. That's it. That 1 hour will transform how new leads experience your business. Once that's working, you can add the other automations one at a time. The reality is this: you started your business to help people solve problems and build something meaningful. Email automation doesn't take away from that mission, it amplifies it. It lets you help more people, have bigger impact, and yes, generate more revenue without working more hours. If you're realizing that your email marketing could be working a lot harder for you, if you're tired of leaving money on the table because you don't have systems in place, I'd love to help you figure out exactly what's missing in your setup. I'm offering email automation mini audits where I'll look at your current email marketing or lack thereof and show you exactly what needs to be fixed or built. We can usually identify the biggest opportunities and create a plan to implement them in less than an afternoon. The question isn't whether you need these systems. The question is how much longer you're willing to work harder than you need to while watching opportunities slip away to competitors who simply showed up more consistently. Make sure to check out the next video to discover more about how you can practically get the results you want without turning into a full-time marketer yourself. This has been Rita with clicksandthings.com. See you in the next one. This has been Rita.